a very special day, so I'm celebrating. Today is a week anniversary since I started making these videos and having my little YouTube channel. Whoop, whoop! I am super excited. I gave myself a goal to have 1 or 2 subscribers, and guess what? I have 6 subscribers. Yeah, that's awesome. It's probably like my mom, my dad, my sister, and John, and all that, but still 6 is better than 0, okay? So today's a special day for that, and I'm gonna find ways to celebrate. Don't know how, but I will. And then, why is my blinker on? And then today's also a special day because being the first of the month, I do a little trend report on what is selling on Poshmark and Mercari. And normally I do that just for myself because it helps me source and pick stuff up to put on for sale. But because I have you guys now, and I'll just assume you want this information, let's just go along with me, that I'm going to share that trend report with you. So I will go into Mercari and Poshmark, and I will look up and see what is selling and what brands, what sizes, and what categories, and I will report back to you. So if you're a new reseller, if you're starting a hobby, a part-time job, and you kind of don't have a thing for brands and fashion, hopefully this will help you. I'll give you some insights what to look for. I did sneak a peek at sweaters on Mercari and see what's been selling, and I gotta tell you guys, Victoria's Secret pink is still dominating Mercari women's sweater category. All those sweatshirts, they are selling like crazy. It's been pretty consistent. Mercari attracts the Victoria's Secret pink audience for sure. I will be looking at price points to kind of give you an idea of what's going on, and same thing with Poshmark. I'll look into each category, see what's selling, and give you guys some info. Hopefully it's helpful. If it's not helpful and no one says anything, I will not do this on a monthly basis. So only if I get feedback that this is helpful to someone, even if it's one person, I will do it. So once again, today's Thursday and we're celebrating. I gotta do something fun in my closet. Have a wonderful day. Toodles, cheers, greetings, and salutations. Good morning, everyone. It's still morning technically. So I want to do a quick overview, like a crash course in women's clothing labels. So once again, this is for women that are starting out to source in thrift stores and kind of do not follow the trends and just the shopping scene. And so I wanted to do something that would be a little helpful. So first I'm going to do a little crash course, and then I'm going to get into the trend stats for Poshmark and Mercari and what's been selling this last month. Now for the little crash course, I'll focus on very much the general population type of stores. I'm not going to go into the niche boutiques and specialty stores. I can do a separate episode on that. But for now, let's just focus on the stuff you see every day. So let's talk about department stores. And always remember that department stores will have their house brands, and they will have other brands that sell at other places or even have their own websites. So try to, just as a rule of thumb, stay away from their house brands. It's very rare a house brand does really well. So try to stick to the brands that are not house brands. And I'll give you an example when I get to Kohl's, because Kohl's has house brands, but they also carry some brands that do pretty well when you're trying to resell. And the styles are very current and adorable, and it's great quality clothing. So right, Sears. for the most part, if you are a reseller and you want to be successful, stay away from Sears. Maybe there is a market for more mature women or X sizes or something from that store, but for the most part, stay away from these 5. And I picked like 5 brands per department store to kind of not pick up. So Sears, your top 5 are Covington, Metaphor, Laura Scott, Bongo, and Canyon River Blues. If you see those items on the racks, skip it. Don't pick it up. Unless, this time only, it's a ugly Christmas sweater or a Fair Isle sweater. Because right now, all Fair Isle sweaters are doing pretty well. But once we get past the holiday season, past, let's say, mid of January, don't pick up that stuff anymore. Next, we're JCPenney. JCPenney, to me, is on the same level as Sears. Let's see. Stay away from Worthington, St. John's Bay, let's see, Liz Claiborne, Nicole by Nicole Miller, and Bissau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But for the most part, that stuff does not resell well at all. JCPenney's doing a big kind of, they've been through a big reinvention of themselves, and they're working on trying to find themselves and their niche. So I think they're introducing some better brands. I don't know them off the top of my hand, but I, for the most part, try to stay away from Penny and Sears brands. Now let's move on to Kohl's. Kohl's has several house brands and also several pretty good brands. So I'm going to tell you the ones to kind of stay away from. So Sonoma is a house brand, Apartment 9, Croft & Barrow, AB, Is Bayer, let's see, they have Chaps, which is a Ralph Lauren polo. It's in that genre. It attracts more mature women. And then I have several brands that are hit and miss, and then a few that actually sell pretty well. So the hit and miss ones are Dana Buckman, Elle, and Jennifer Lopez. The brands that surprisingly do well are Lauren Conrad, Rock and Republic, and the Vera Wang one. I forget what the name of it, but it's that Vera Wang one. And Kohl's has a lot of collaborations. And I mentioned in my earlier videos, whenever I spot a pretty hot collaboration, I buy it because they do well and it's a limited release. So people later are looking for stuff. God, there's been so many good ones, and I wish there were several other pieces I bought. But the last one that I really, really liked, especially for a women in a professional type work environment, Reed. Reed was awesome. They had these beautiful scuba material sheath dresses, and they do really well when you try to resell them. So the other department store, Macy's, I'm not going to go over Macy's because there's actually a lot more in there that deserves its own little special episode. But the house brands are like INC, Alfani, Charter Club, and then they have all the other stuff. Like the stuff that does well, Miss Me for sure will do well if you try to sell it. Let's see. Lucky Brand does well. I forget right now. I'll do a separate episode on Macy's if you want. Nordstrom as well. That needs its own freaking episode. There's just so much between Nordstrom Rack, and Macy's. That's a whole separate segment. So those are kind of the department stores to stay away from. Now, let's talk about mall brands and mall stores. So every mall kind of has their standard stores that you will encounter. Now, mind you, I'm on the West Coast. The East Coast may have different things, and I know that because I lived on the East Coast, and they have different stores and different feel, and they even sold to me like it felt different things. Obviously more appropriate for the weather. In California, you're going to have different type of inventory. But the mall brands you want to somewhat stay away from are New York & Co. I haven't seen much success myself in selling in New York & Co., even when you have tags or others. So for the most part, unless it's a really cute style that's in, just stay away from it. Let's see. Forever 21 does not do too well. The styles might be adorable, but the profit margin on those items is going to be small because they're already priced really low. H&M as well, although H&M has some amazing collaborations and some higher end stuff. The lower end stuff, when there's a H&M sale, that stuff goes really low, and it's hard to get a profit on that. And Zara. If you have a Zara, Zara does pretty well on their higher end items. The lower end stuff, no. I've sold a lot of Zara, so I'll never say no really to a Zara if I find it at the bins, so it's $1 or less, or at the thrift stores if it's like $5.99 or less. Otherwise, I'm not picking it up. Now the stores at the mall that do really good are like your Buckle. Buckle has all the specialty jeans like Miss Me, Hudson's, I think, sell there. If you haven't been to a Buckle, go check it out and get comfortable with the brands, because if you find those things at a thrift store, you will want to pick them up. Let's see, True Religion, did I already say that? Francesca's, things from Francesca's do pretty good, especially on Poshmark. Maybe that could be your homework assignment. Go to the stores I'm talking about and get familiar with those brands. So Buckle, Francesca's, Loft does really well on Poshmark. It's picked up recently. Lucky Brand, Madewell does really well. Michael Kors, it's always done well on both platforms, Poshmark and Mercari. And Victoria's Secret Pink obviously like rules certain categories on Mercari. And then you have the Junior A's. I call them the Junior A's, and they are Abercrombie, American Eagle, and Aeropostale. See, I can't pronounce it. I have no idea. AERO Postal, Aeropost, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Those brands are hit and miss. But if you find them at the bins, pick them up, because you can generally get a $7 to $15 profit on those. So that's kind of a high-level overview on women's clothing brands. It's a very general, I just skimmed the surface, but it gives you an idea. At least you know what to stay away from. And if you want more info on this type of stuff, leave me a comment. Otherwise, I'm not going to be doing these types of things. Okay, I'm going to start with trends on Mercari, and I'll finish with Poshmark because I have more information on Poshmark. So, Mercari, and this is based on between 600 and 800 most recent items sold on Mercari. So I'm not just doing a sample of 20, 30 items. I actually go through and I have a method. The way I scroll, I see 15 sold items per scroll, and I kind of check mark and I check randomly, see what's going on. Okay, so on Mercari, just if you do a general review of what's sold, not applying any type of category or brand, here's the stuff that's going fast. Pink, any sweatpants or sweatshirts, pretty much anything Victoria's Secret pink is completely dominating the sales right now. Plus LuLaRoe. And this has been a recent occurrence because earlier this year, LuLaRoe was not on Mercari as much. But now it's the second brand sold on there right now. From the dresses, the tops, the leggings, and obviously leggings are the ones that are dominating it. I even found some stuff that's going for a lot. There was a LuLaRoe dress And I'm gonna actually took a picture of it because I couldn't believe it. Let's see. LuLaRoe dress. It was a Elegance Amelia 2XL. Went for $140. $140. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know much about these things, but I doubt like it costs that much. So keep an eye out on LuLaRoe. Let's see what else. Cheap jewelry. There's a lot of cheap jewelry that sells on Mercari. So if you're thinking of selling jewelry, just know that you'd be competing against sellers who buy stuff from China. Lots of cheap stuff and imitation and knockoffs. A lot of knockoff jewelry is being sold on Merc. And I know Merc frowns on that, and if you report it, they'll remove the listing. But just know that's what you'd be competing against. Kendra Scott is the only one that I think does really well on Mercari. Let's see, cheap purses, a lot of knockoffs, a lot of Louis Vuittons, and when I see them, I report them because that's not what it's supposed to be. But if you look at the sold listings, a lot of Louis Vuitton knockoffs. Let's see, novelty t-shirts, still going strong. It was strong throughout the summer and it continues. So sarcastic comments on just random t-shirts and sweatshirts do really, really well. And of course, Wild Fox continues to sell well. And average medium price is anywhere between $60 to $89. I do see some of the rare items going in excess of $100. I saw one for $149. So if you find Wild Fox, know that it's a great buy. Also, if you have a Saks off Fifth Avenue store near you, they often have sales in which you can find Wild Fox sweatshirts for $19.99. If you ever do that, buy it. If you ever go there, buy one, because chances are you will make $30, $40, $50 profit on it. I yet have lost money on Wild Fox. It's bringing a good profit margin. Let's see, chunky scarves. I saw a lot of chunky scarves being sold and a lot of bras, and that was kind of new. In the past, I didn't see big frequency of bras, but it's Victoria's Secret bras and just random bra bundles. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it was a repeat sold item. Then I went and did a more specific laser focused review of jackets. It's the winter season. I want to see what's going on. I got to tell you, North Face is dominating the sold listings. It's just North Face, North Face, North Face. Oh, there's a Nike or a Banana Republic, Victoria's Secret, North Face, North Face, North Face, and anything North Face, whether it's a fleece, just a thicker jacket, a pullover sweater, just North Face is dominating, followed by pink Victoria's Secret, and then Nike. I would say Nike is doing really well. Then from a kind of a style standpoint, olive green utility jackets are still going strong. I don't know if those will ever go out of style, but they continue to do well. And those can be any brand. So I'm talking about just the green utility jackets, like the safari jackets, or kind of have a military look to them. Those are doing really, really well. I'm talking like the cheap brands, like the cheap mall brands, Forever 21, to Michael Kors, and they're going for a lot of money. Canvas, like trench coats, those are still going well, just your classic beige ones. Anything that looks like a Burberry trench coat, pretty much, if you're trying to visualize it, those are doing really, really well. And I saw some jean jackets, which I didn't think I would, but I saw a lot of them, and usually between $20 and $30, that's what they were going for. And of course, your puffer quilt jackets, and those also range in prices and brands. So I would say those don't discriminate. They don't need a specific brand to sell. as long as it's clean, it has a nice solid color, it's going to sell for you. So that's Mercari for you. That's what I observed. If you sell on Mercari and you want to know a little bit more what else is selling in what category, let me know. I'll include that in my trend report. All right, on to my favorite, Poshmark. Also know that the Poshmark staff produces a little trend YouTube video as well. So they will report what they're seeing a decrease or emergence in that's selling or what's popular in demand. It's good to watch. It's very general and they only do a few little things, but it's very informative, so you should check it out. I'll see if I can include a listing, a link somehow in my little summary. I'm still learning everything about YouTube and all of that, so bear with me. All right, Poshmark. So once again, this was based on around 500. This one is a little less than Merc. Around 500 most recent listings. Ugly Christmas sweaters. Those are doing well. A lot of sold ugly Christmas sweaters in the range between $30 and $40, so that's pretty good. Cashmere. What girl can say no to cashmere? Remember that little quote I said, cashmere, caviar, champagne. Just cashmere is luxury, and during the winter you want to feel cozy and soft. Pink is doing really good on Poshmark as well. The sweatshirts are going, I saw price range anywhere between $13 and $60. That's kind of the range. But there are some other ones, and I don't know much about pink, but there's ones going in excess of $100. So I don't know if there's some limited release ones or what. Followed by Free People. Free People sweaters, Free People dresses are doing really, really good. Very strong results on that. Anthropologie, obviously, is doing well. J. Crew, it's your classic preppy, great quality sweater. I mean, never say no to a J. Crew sweater when you see it, especially at the bins or at the thrift stores. If it's flawless, doesn't have any holes, stains, rips, that baby's gonna sell. So you pick up those J. Crew. And don't remember, outlet versus the regular store. Let's see, a lot of sweaters, like wool sweaters, 100% wool, alpaca, you know what I'm talking about? If not, Google it, alpaca. Fair Isle sweaters. So Fair Isle sweaters are the ones that have like the border design, the Christmassy ones. Those do really well as well, and they don't discriminate on brands either. I saw some stuff from like Kohl's and Forever 21 all the way to the really, really nice ones from Madewell and Michael Kors. I recently sold a few from Anthropologie, so Fair Isle does really well around this time and then going into January. Michael Kors, Wild Fox, which I mentioned. Wild Fox is doing well. It's trending more. There's more demand and more postings, so naturally there are more sales. Loft is doing good. I remember in the first quarter of this year, when you searched Loft, you didn't see that many sales. Now there's a lot of sales, so I'm not sure what changed, but Loft is trending up. Show Me Your Moo Moo, 11 Lemons, all those brands are doing really well. And, of course, sweaters with animals. Let me tell you, if you want to hone in and do like a creature feature in your closet, you go, girl. You go and do that because it will sell. I actually started sourcing sweaters with animals, and I'm going to do a little specialty listing with all of my sweaters, hoping to attract people that are looking for those. But whether it's with a Boston Terrier, a kitten, a bunny, a deer, animal sweaters do well. Dresses. I took a peek on dresses because the holiday season is here and I wanted to see what kinds of things are selling. Free People, anything boho, fantastic. Lots and lots and lots and lots of sold Free People boho style dresses. LuLaRoe, Lily Pulitzer, Zara. A lot of Zara dresses are selling. Even like H&M and Banana Republic are selling pretty good. I saw many dresses from that. Obviously, Anthropologie. Laundry by Shelley Segal is doing well. It's not what I would have said a few months ago, but those dresses are trending up. And a lot of sheath dresses, so the work dresses are doing well. The scuba material, oh my god, if you find anything scuba, it's called, on the fabric tag, it's called elastane, but it's that scuba material, it's kind of thicker. Women love wearing that stuff, myself included. Clover Canyon is the brand you want to check out if you don't know what I'm referring to. They have the most beautiful scuba sheath dresses I've ever seen. I love that brand. I can't afford it, but I love it. Jackets were all over the place on Poshmark. Unlike Mercari, where North Face was just the king, it was all over the place. So stuff from Penny, Sears, Target, Kohl's, it was everything. Everything was being sold. Lots of vests, cozy furry vests are being sold. I did see North Face and Patagonia and all those, but it wasn't as prominent as Mercari. MK, Burberry, let's see, I saw a lot of cute peacoats, tweed type peacoats that are doing well. But above all, nothing that stuck out from jackets. It was just all over the place. And lower priced items. So I didn't see a lot of expensive, except for the few Burberry and MKs, Banana Republics and stuff. But I didn't see a lot of higher end jackets. Mostly lower end stuff that we're selling. Go figure. Kind of weird. So this concludes the trend report. So next time you go sourcing and you're kind of new to this, and you go to the bins or thrifting or whatever, I hope you kind of keep these little nuggets in the back of your mind. And if you'd like for me to expand this kind of reporting or talk more about brands, let me know. I will. I can talk about this stuff for hours. There's a lot of stuff in this nugget here. I've been reading fashion magazines since I was freaking a teen. So all that stuff is in my head. All the brands, the fashion, it's all in there. If you want me to get it out, help me get it out of me, and you will make me make more videos. So please give me some feedback. Love you all. Enjoy. Hope this helps. Greetings and salutations. Ciao!